Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, or better known as Ant-Man and the Wasp, was surely a Marvel movie that came out in 2023, but it felt like it could have came out in 2022, or 2021, or 2020, or 2019. You get the point. It felt like a movie that could have been released anytime and people would have watched and probably forgotten about. It feels like a movie you go watch so you could go get some action at a theater, or you could get some smack, some hardcore, some inspiration, heroin. It feels like a movie that has nothing to offer, and that's been a main issue with the Ant-Man movies. The first Ant-Man movie was a fine movie. It was enjoyable, and I did like Paul Rudd, and it was overall an entertaining movie. But that's because I still had some of Edgar Wright's magic involved, just to be taken away and put with some generic superhero stuff. Still though, enjoyable first heist movie. Just nothing to be mind blown by. Ant-Man and the Wasp was just boring. How the hell does this have an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes? Oh. This is unironically one of the most generic, boring superhero movies out there. It's just inoffensive fluff that was just there to get people excited for what's coming up next in Endgame. No one was going, holy crap, let's go watch Ant-Man and his adventures. Everyone is like, so what's going on next in Endgame? And don't you say you didn't fucking watch it. I have proof that you watched it. Recent Marvel hasn't been so, great. But Loki was good. The final villain in the final episode of Loki, Kang, was good. He carried the whole fucking episode and it was just him fucking him around. And it was announced that he was going to kick it with Ant-Man in this movie. I don't know why. What the fuck is Ant-Man going to do against Kang the Conqueror? But at least Kang was going to at least make it entertaining, right? With his badass action and like beating up fuck up out of Paul Rudd and showing how fucking strong and powerful he's going to be as a threat for the future phase. Then you go watch the movie and you're leaving like,
what the hell?
this movie is just a waste.
He said it! He said it!
There's nothing offensive about it. There's just nothing there. There's no story that has any stake towards it. Conveniences just happen for the characters every 5 minutes. The movie has no style whatsoever, and that's coming from a movie that has a budget of 8 fucking zeros in it. It's just a mess. They feel like they want to introduce ideas, but they don't know what to add or what to include. It introduces characters that are quickly forgotten from not only the movie's existence, but your own existence. 95% of them are not even given names, so you just go there in the theater like, oh, it's that buff chick and the black guy with the big forehead. There is just no substance that you can swallow with this movie. There are bits and pieces, I guess. Paul Rudd was great, but come on, it's Paul Rudd, he's always great. And Jonathan Major really carried the movie. Performance as Kang was really great. You can tell he just loves having fun, basically playing a character that could be multiple persons, but the same person at the same time. I'll say this, the movie wasn't a drag for me. It didn't feel as slow as many other Nothing movies. For what it was, the pacing was fast and didn't drag too much. Things went quickly from scene to scene with some hits to misses. Everything felt like it was a rush to get to the convenience or a joke. It felt like a writing to a fucking late night show. Oh, the writer's a writer for Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, he also wrote the Oscars. I wonder what Oscars he wrote. Oh. Apparently it's his first ever written script for a movie. Wow. And he's writing the Kang Dynasty? What the fuck? I think what I hated about this movie was, why the hell is Kang here? It seems so stupid for Kang to be here, as they build him up to be this great threat that is an Avengers level threat. Even more than an Avengers level threat. Fucking universe threat. Why the hell was he in an Ant-Man movie? Not to get into spoilers, because that's for this section of the video, but Kang comes out looking like a little bitch. And I couldn't take this guy seriously. I also couldn't take too much seriousness in his relationship between Scott and his daughter Cassie. No offense to the actress, because I haven't seen much of her work to see how she fully is. She was not good in this. I felt her line delivery was just a bit off, and some of it didn't feel genuine and forced. Like she didn't really see a connection with Paul Rudd as a dad. If it were me, I would kill for Paul Rudd to pretend to be my dad. At least I'll have a father figure in my life. But for some more problems I do have with the movie, I have to get into light spoilers. So if you don't want to deal with some of the spoiler issues because your mother was killed by a spoiler, go to this time code. I think the lack of depth was stupid. I know this isn't Game of Thrones where characters are getting killed off left and right, but the way this movie was promoted and the fucking leaked set picture shows a broken helmet, and also Kang is the main fucking threat of the phase. Wouldn't it make sense to show how fucking strong and powerful he'll be in the Avengers, showing how fucking serious he should be taken by killing off one of the most comic relief characters? If they weren't gonna kill Scott, at least kill Janet. or Hank, or even Cassie, because she was getting on my nerves at some point. No one was even sacrificed, and no one in the main cast was even given a proper send-off. It felt like nothing. Most of it was just like, we lived, or doesn't matter. Before you tell me that MODOK died, he was sacrificed to save the day. First of all, were you dropped? Because that sounds dumb as fuck. And second of all, was this movie dropped because MODOK was sacrificed as a hero? That's dumb as fuck. MODOK was sacrificed as a hero. Huh. First off, MODOK wasn't good in this movie. And when I first saw him, I thought, ha ha ha, funny joke, Marvel. Then I saw his bare ass and I was like, oh my god, they're actually doing this shit. First of all, it's impressive that we even got MODOK in the live action because his design seems so fucking stupid and like a terrible idea. But I mean, at least they gave it a try. But man, I wanted to put him down like a sick dog because it shouldn't be here. It looks like it hurts him, but personally it just hurt me more. The third act is still the most generic superhero battle where everyone teams up at the end to stop the big bad, and it turns into a fucking PS4 cutscene where it looks like it'll make my console explode. Nothing seems impressive, and also that fucking ending. There are consequences, but we'll never show it to you, Scott. Scott and Hope are left in the quantum realm, and I'm thinking, oh shit, they're stuck there, and the rest of the movies are going to be Cassie trying to get them back. And in the meanwhile, she's going to be the hero that Scott taught her to be. But nope, not even that is a consequence. Just nothing happens. They opened the portal again and Scott is back in the earth. There was no reason. What the hell happened? Again, nothing happens. And it was just a waste. Bill Murray was talked about to be in the cast. He was only in it for one scene, which I think that was for the best because, yikes. I think that's all the spoilers I'll go over. Kang loses to a bunch of ants and dies later on. Then it's revealed in the post-credits scene that he was a weakling compared to a bunch of Kangs, and they're summoning an army of Kangs. What the actual fuck? Did you know that we spent 25 years sleeping? So there goes the years that you're never getting back. Mortality is a joke. I think my final thoughts on this movie is like before. The movie doesn't have much style in the presentation. There's a problem with a lot of Marvel movies, but man, you're going to another dimension. You managed to choose a boring color palette, boring environment, and forgettable designs. Music isn't really too memorable in these types of movies, but there's a track called Kang Bang, so that got a chuckle out of me at least. Overall, a bad start to a phase. And overall, just not a good movie. It's not the worst movie out there. It sure is a lot better than Ant-Man and the Wasp, but that's not saying much. There's more interesting things to say about my dead grandpa's eulogy than this movie. Trust me, it is actually entertaining. Like, there was like prostitutes, donkeys. Yeah, I'll tell you later. All I'll say, let's go watch Loki. You at least get a good show with Kang to steal the show from. And wait till season 2 drops. That's really all I have to say. I think I'm giving Ant-Man and the Wasp, a 4 out of 10. They really just got rid of Luis, did they? Man, fuck this movie!
The working ways, no need to hurry.